welcome back to Read and Roam. I'm your host, Caitlin, and today we are going to be doing a quarterly wrap-up of the books that I have read and bought in the months of January, February, and March, the first quarter of 2025. If you're interested in checking out the first video in this series, I will leave a link in the description box below. Today, I am going to provide an update to that. So let's get started. So we are officially in my 2025 collection, and this is what it looks like so far. At the top where my collection name is at, I have 17 total items in this collection. So we're gonna scroll down. I'm gonna show you off these gorgeous book covers. And then we get to these books, and you might be wondering what the little color means in the top left-hand corner, and that means it's the status of the item. So green means completed. This gray one on this Diary of the Wimpy Kid book means not begun because I have not begun that book. I checked it out like twice from the library and then I never got to it. But if I go to click on Dogman, the Scarlet Shredder, it also shows that status in that green right there as well. So we're gonna exit out of this. We're gonna keep scrolling on down until the very bottom. And that's just a real quick overview of my 2025 books collection. But I wanna go make fun graphs for this video. So I'm gonna head on over to settings. And underneath settings, there's the collection tab, and then there's export collection data. And when that drops down, you can select which collection you'd like to export. So I'm gonna do 2025 books collection, and I'm going to click the export button and it will download. So I'm gonna take the information from this CSV file to create graphs, and I can show off my statistics of what my reading has been like for this first quarter. So my only reading goal for 2025 is to read 25 books because it's the year 2025. And so far I have read a total of 8 books. And those books are Diary of the Wimpy Kid, The Deep End by Jeff Kinney, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Big Shot by Jeff Kinney, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Diaper Overload by Jeff Kinney. So I started this prior to 2025, but I did finish it. Warren the 13th and The Whispering Woods by Tanya Del Rio and Will Stell, Hunger's Bite by Taylor Robin, Dogman and the Scarlet Shredder by Dave Pilkey, How to Win at the Challenge and Live, A Champion's Guide to Eliminating Obstacles, Winning Friends, and Making That Money by Sydney Bucksbaum. And last but not least, we have Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. So here is a pie chart of my reading goal versus what I have so far. It looks like we're a little bit ahead of it, so yay! That's always exciting to see. So I have read 8 out of 25 books. Next up, I have read a total of 1,890 pages, and this chart breaks it down on each book. So book number 4 on the chart was Warren the 13th and the Whispering Woods, and the reason why it is so small on this chart is because I started this prior to 2025, and I'm only counting the pages that I read in 2025. But the smallest books were the Diary of the Wimpy Kid books, and the largest book is Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. Next up, how I'm tracking this is using tags, and that is what I have rented from the library versus what I already previously own. Out of the 8 books I read, 5 were titles that I already owned and 3 were library loans, which were the Diary of the Wimpy Kid books. This is the format that I read each book in. So 3 were ebooks, which I got from the library, which were the Diary of the Wimpy Kid books. 3 were hardback, 1 was paperback, and the other one was audiobook, which was the challenge book. I did read the physical copy a little bit, but I listened to more of it, so that's why I counted it as an audiobook. I'm also using tags to document this as well. Next up, we have published year information, which is always fun to see. So far, what I have read this year has been in 2020 and beyond, except for 2017, which was the Warren the 13th book, 1 book in 2020, 2 books in 2021, 1 book in 2022, 2024, and then 2 books that have been published this year, which are also my favorite reads of 2025 so far. Next up is star rating, and currently I have an average rating of 3.8 stars, which is above average, and it is actually a pretty good rating so far this year. I've read 1 book that is 2.5 stars, 1 book that is 3 stars, and then 2 books that have been 3, 4, and 5 stars. So you might be wondering what my least and favorite reads are. So we're gonna start off with the least favorite. 2.5 stars is the challenge book with the long title, blah, blah, blah. The biggest problems I had with this is that this girl interviewed everyone except for CT, which I thought was kind of weird. There were photos in this book, but the captions for the photos were just kind of As an avid challenge fan and lover, I just feel like this book could have definitely been more. And the audiobook would have been cool if the challengers would have read their little parts. I think that would have been really cool. So you might be wondering what my favorite book was this quarter, which I think this is going to be my favorite book of the year, and that is Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. This book was so good. 5 out of 5 stars. I haven't cried reading a book since 2013 when I read the ending of Allegiant. Like, that was the last time I cried reading a book. So I don't normally cry, but the first couple of chapters had me tearing up and I was like, oh my goodness, is this book gonna make me cry? Because I've been seeing everyone's like reactions of like, oh my goodness, this book is gonna wreck you. Well, this book did wreck me. Like, I was bawling for like the last 50 pages. I'm like snuffling through it. I got the Kleenex box next to me. My boyfriend's trying to comfort me. Like, I was hot mess express. This book is so good. So good. It was so much better than Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, but I cannot wait for this to come out in theaters. I'll be bringing lots of Kleenexes to make it through. I also want to know if it's going to be like rated R, because there are some graphic scenes in here that like I would definitely like to see on the movie screen, but I don't know if they're going to put it in or what they're going to do about that. But yeah, the last 50 pages absolutely wrecked me. This was another fantastic installment. While it is so tragic and sad, I think I might like this more than Catching Fire at the moment. I thought about going back and rereading Catching Fire maybe later this year. I love the book and I really love the movie, but I think this may be better than Catching Fire. That's how much I love it. So anywho, I'm done gushing about this now, my favorite book of the year. So now let's head back into the website where I can show you the dashboard stats as well. Okay, so we're back in my 2025 books collection, and I want to head on over to the dashboard to check out more stats. So we're heading on over to dashboard and we're clicking it and it's loading. There we go. So under dashboard, there is basic stats tab and select collection. It is selecting all of my collections, but we are going to select the 2025 books collection. That has been selected and loaded, so let's view. So I have 17 items, and if I scroll down, it shows which month that these were added in. So we have in January, we have 5, February 5, and we also have 6 in March. Unique items added by year. So I do have one noted in 2021 and the rest in 2025, but the one that's in 2021 is the Warren the 13th Whispering Woods book, and that's because I had it already in my collection and I was already tracking it, so I just moved it from the one collection I had it in to this one. We're gonna scroll down for total copies by item type, which is books, because that's all that's in this collection. Go down to pricing summary for all copies, and if I hover over it, I've spent a total of $88.89 this year on books in the first quarter. I don't know if this is like a good or a bad number. I did do some bargain book shopping at Ollie's and Books A Million, so if you haven't checked out those videos, I will link them in the description box down below, where I went and bought some bargain books. But I've only bought like maybe 2 books that have been full price. Well, actually not even full price, because Sunrise on the Reaping, I had a Target discount code for when I went to pick it up. So yeah, I feel like I've actually have been saving quite a bit of money on the books I've been purchasing this year, because most of them have been discount books. I don't know what number I was expecting to see here. I don't know if it should be higher or should be lower. I don't know, but this is the number that I got. So I am taking note that this is the first quarter purchase, and then from here on out, I'm going to subtract. It's also great to add the cost of the books in Libid, because if you ever need it for insurance purposes or whatever, like you can go and export your file and that price information is in there. So tip of the day. But yeah, that's a real quick overview of my reading and book buying so far in the first quarter of 2025. And anyways, that is going to be it for today's video. Let me know in the comment section down below what your favorite and least favorite read has been in this first quarter of the year. Anyways, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you next quarter for a new reading and book buying quarterly wrap up.